was doing an internship in Washington, trying to figure out what's going on, and then look up one day, I'm having a burger at a restaurant here, and I see this young state senator, not even elected to the United States Senate yet, named Barack Obama, and he's giving a speech at the 2004 Democratic National Convention. And I'm like, man, this dude is ripping it up. He's talking about issues that I care about. I like the way the crowd is responding to him. And then he started talking about his faith. He said something about the awesome God that we serve in the blue states. I'm like, here's a Democrat, a progressive, a justice-oriented cat who also has a strong faith. And I'm like, man, I got to work for this dude. And so I wrote his office a letter, his campaign a letter, said that I wanted to work for him, and I got a form letter rejection in response. In fact, I have it right here. So this is October 16th, 2004, a letter from Obama for Illinois. Thank you for your interest in working for Senator Barack Obama. We've received many resumes of highly qualified individuals. We'll keep them on file, but basically a rejection letter. And so I was like, man, I could just leave it at that. I had another job offer in New York that would have paid me a lot more money than working for this senator that, nobody knew he was going to be president. But something in me was like, no, you got to go after this. And so I drove down to Washington, D.C. To his office at the time and just asked if I could get an interview. They basically said no, because, you don't just show up at people's office. They're like, nah, you can't get an interview. So I went back up to New Jersey, drove down again a second time a couple weeks later, just because I was hard-headed, and asked if I could get an interview. They told me they agreed to finally set me up with somebody in the office. I had a great conversation. I'm feeling good, and thinking I'm going to get a job. I was driving back up, and I Googled the person they set me up with. Turns out it's the IT guy, so they basically played me. And so I used that as leverage to email the legislative director, and was basically like, I've been down there twice now, would love at least a genuine phone conversation. I think I've got a lot to offer you. And the LD, the legislative director, Chris Liu, responded and said, okay, let's get on the phone. I got one job available. It's a legislative correspondent. The pay is $28,000 a year. But if you're interested, you would be a strong candidate. Now I'm coming out of Princeton. My classmates are making $100,000, $120,000, $140,000. I've got another job offer in New York at $95,000 a year. It's a nonprofit, but it's a senior role at a nonprofit. And this guy is offering me $28,000, but the opportunity to work for Barack Obama. And I talked to some friends and prayed about it. Mom's was like, yo, you better take that New York job, but I just had a gut sense that this is where I should be. So I went down, did a final interview, and took the job with Barack Obama.